What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And right now we're going to be jumping into Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. It was really crazy that the Patriots and the Steelers, nobody really knew what was going to happen because Kenny Pickett, although he sucks, with him not being the starter, you didn't know what you were going to get out of the Steelers, but you expected the defense to be able to contain an offense that's just been horrid this entire season. They came into this game, they were like 2-10 or something weird like that. And the Patriots were able to maintain this game throughout, okay? They were up at one point 21-3. It was really nasty. Like, the game just did not seem to be going the way that any of us thought. And if any of you guys are going to lie and tell me right now, I'll know, dude. No Hannibal Lecter. Like, I will know if you're lying and you told me that the Patriots were expected to win this game, because that just was not the case. So let's go ahead and talk about the fact that Bailey Zappe became Tom Brady and Hunter Henry all of a sudden, like, dude, what the hell? He just became Gronkowski. 2 touchdowns out of nowhere, dude. And then Bailey Zappe balling out with 3 TDs and 1 interception. Now, his QBR was 52.3. His passer rating was 115. I'm going to take him at those numbers to see what can happen in the future. Now, I don't really know what will happen. Okay, I don't really know exactly how they're going to proceed because they're going to probably get close to, like, top 3 in the draft picks. I don't know what's going to happen with this team. I do believe that they still have to move on from Bill Belichick. The team throughout the year has just not looked motivated, and they have not looked in a, like the Patriots of the old. And they've dominated the league for so long, people really don't understand how prideful the fans are, how proudful, Robert Kraft is and all these guys. They don't like this, bro. This team has really been awful. So I do expect them to move on from a lot of people. JuJu Smith-Schuster actually had a whopping 90 yards last night. The Steelers were just giving up everything. It was really bad. Other than the Steelers blocked TD, they sucked. Like, let's just be honest, but we'll get to them fully in a second. It was just a really awful game overall. Let's talk about Ezekiel Elliott, all right? We've been talking about the fact that, the Cowboys should have kept him as a third down back, blah, 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 whatever. Last night, he got 22 carries, okay? He pulled out 68 yards. Now, before everybody says, okay, that's a lot of carries and he should have got more yards, just remember, you're dealing with the offensive line that's not really that good with the New England Patriots. So Zeke is going to take whatever hole is, available, and it's not a lot of holes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he was the only dude rushing last night. Other than him, Bailey Zappe had 3 carries for 13 yards. There wasn't a lot going on in the running game. So this is why I gave, Zappe a little bit more credit, because if you don't have a running game and you're just a QB that's just a fill-in, and then you go out there and you throw for 240, 3 touchdowns and the 1 interception, that's not too bad, all things being considered. You know what I'm saying? Other than JuJu Smith-Schuster, it was Hunter Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, and a bunch of other bums that were just running around doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? So the Patriots still are not a team that we expect them to do much. In fact, I don't even know why they won this game. They should have just kept tanking, to be honest, because it's just going to give them a better opportunity to get a quarterback in the draft, because they have to completely rebuild this team and probably get rid of a lot of these dudes. Now, when you jump over to the Steelers, this is what's really difficult about the Steelers, right? Like I told you guys weeks ago, even with Kenny Pickett, this team is not built to win right now. Because the days of Ben Roethlisberger being trash and then being good and then being a mixture of both trash and good, even when Ben Roethlisberger was at his worst, he's still been better than everybody that's been after him. So you still had an opportunity to be able to do stuff. You can argue that he had better wide receivers. You could argue that he had better running backs, all that stuff. But Big Ben had talent to get the ball downfield. When you lose that, okay, and all of a sudden you got Mitch Trubisky out there and you got, Kenny Pickett, you're going to lose games. Like, it's not going to be a situation where you're just going to pick up where you left off. We've seen this with tons of franchises, even the Patriots. They try to replace Tom Brady. It's very hard to replace a franchise quarterback. Look at what happened with Peyton Manning. They did get Andrew Luck, for a little bit, but still, it's sort of like, it's a very difficult thing to just replace somebody that consistently is able to do the things that those individuals have done. And the Steelers are going through that same cycle right now. So when I say that I don't know what they are over the last couple of weeks, and I've been saying it over and over again, this is what I'm talking about. Even without their starting quarterback, defensively, they should be able to shut down an offense that's so bad coming into this game, but they weren't able to do it. They weren't able to do a lot of the things that we expect the defense to do. Now, I give a lot of credit to Mike Tomlin, because to walk out there and say, yo, Kenny Pickett's my starter or Mitch Trubisky's my starter with a straight face, you deserve a lot of credit, because they suck. All right. Now, when you get away from the passing game, you go down to the rushing, and then you're looking at it and you're like, Mitch Trubisky was the #1 rusher last night. Mitch Trubisky, 8 carries, 30 yards, and a touchdown. Najee Harris, 12 carries, 29 yards. How is that supposed to get it done, boys? We can't get it done. What are we doing with that? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, Deontay Johnson, a dude that just never blocks anyone or tries to go ahead and just let a guy go for 6 because he gives up on plays. He had 3 receptions for 57 yards. Low key, I would have probably got rid of him. I'm gonna be totally honest. Like, there's a lot of things that I'll deal with and I'll work on, but when you just have a lack of effort, you know, it just stays with you. That's why Cam Newton can't get back on any team. If you guys go back to the Super Bowl and you guys go all the way back to my podcast after the Super Bowl, when the Panthers lost that Super Bowl and it was a fumble and Cam just did not jump into the pile, ever since then everyone has hated Cam Newton. It doesn't really, like, when you're skilled and then you downplay it a little bit or whatever like that, you know, sometimes you get away with it. But when you don't show effort, all right, when you just let things happen because you're like, yo, bro, whatever. Yo, look, he's on notice. I don't know what's going to happen with him, but I wouldn't want him on my team. I'm just being straight up about it. Like, I know Steelers fans are like, bro, still thinking about it. Like, yo, you serious? Like, no matter how frustrated you are, you never give up on a play. You just don't do that. Then we go into Jaylen Warren. He had 4 receptions on 5 targets, 29 yards. Allen Robinson II, 1 reception. He had 3 targets. He had 21 yards. What are we doing? Like, what are we honestly doing? Like, I don't really understand, you know, exactly what, you know, the Steelers are supposed to be doing. But like I told you guys, even if they go to the playoffs, they're going to be gone faster than they got there. Okay? Because it's no way. I don't give a damn how good their defense is. It is no way with this ineptitude on the offensive side of the ball that they're going to be able to do anything. And Matt Canada is fired. So I don't know who's doing what and what's going on over there, but it's still like the same old song. So Steeler fans, I would probably start looking forward to next year and seeing what the organization does as far as rebuilding. Because if you got Najee Harris out there doing what he did last night, and that's your running back, that's your starter, that's the guy that you drafted in hopes that he would be able to do stuff, I don't know. Look, bro, I got to be totally honest with you. I just don't know what that's going to be. It's just not going to work out no matter what, you know, people are trying to, you know, build him up to be. He's just not that dude right now. Dude, listen, sometimes it works out like that. We make mistakes on players, dude. But I was very disgusted to know that Mitch Trubisky had more rushing yards than your starting running back. And I don't care what goes on. Dude, it just doesn't matter. 12 carries, you got to have more than 30 yards. That's all I'm saying about that. So overall, you know, the Steelers are not going to do anything. Like, they're not a threat to win anything this year. The Patriots are trying to tank to get a high draft pick. So, you know, it was a game of trash cans running around trying to figure out who stinks the most. And ultimately, the Patriots came out and showed that they stink, but just not as stink as the Steelers. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. See you guys very soon. One love, y'all.